Right now, the price of cocaine is plummeting. It's probably at its lowest in history. An opportunity is in natural resources and human smuggling.
The U.S., they're paying the cartel to police their own.
U.S. government says to Mexico, I need you to secure your southern border. Mexican government says, yes, but it's gonna cost you this much. And they're like, we'll fund you all the money you need. Probably Mexican government keeps 20%, 80% goes for the cartels. They're like, hey guys, go and do your thing at the southern border.
Because the Mexican government is the cartel.
Exactly. And the cartel gets to the southern border. Nobody's gonna cross. Then they start taking more money. Why don't we get some extra cash from these guys? So they're like, yeah, come on over, just pay us. And the US government is like, Mexico, what the f? You're letting everybody through. Where's the money we gave you?
They're definitely expanding out of the drug market. Mm-hmm. And it sounds like that's not even the majority of their income at this point in time now. I mean, I know there's a lot of human trafficking happening, gun smuggling, drugs, but it sounds like the cartels are becoming so sophisticated and becoming so powerful that they're actually taking over legitimate business and commerce. Do you want to expound on that?
I think the main reason for a criminal organization to exist is money, right? It's revenue. They want to have more money, more power. And wherever they have a sense that there is money in whichever industry that is, legal or illegal, they're going to try to bank on it. At some point, drugs were the most profitable revenue, right? Because they were illegal, hard to get, scarce, and there was a huge demand in the US. Right now, the price of cocaine is plummeting. It's probably at its lowest in history. You can get a brick of cocaine for 16 grand now. Like it's already in the US, which is absolutely ridiculous amount of a price. Mm-hmm. They're still moving.
What was it at the
30, height? even a low price will be 30, 35, 40.
A low price would be 30,000. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a fire sale with cocaine, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like everybody's like, everybody in the U.S. is getting a hold of a couple of bricks of cocaine and then trying to split, that over and so get some revenue. They're still making money out of drugs, but the thing is, that's sort of like an established revenue stream now, right? They managed to have that streamline of revenue established. No issue, no problem. They can even sort of like calculate how much money they're going to make over a year of shipping different kinds of drugs and stuff. So that's basically settled for them, for their business. What they're seeing there is an opportunity is in natural resources and human smuggling. And of course, the political power, capitalization of political power, political positions. That's where they're now not moving away from drugs, but probably saying, you know what? We have established drug routes. We have established revenue. We have established providers and clients. Now that that's established and it's getting to a established level of money and it's not even that high anymore.
There's nowhere left to even expand in the drug market.
Exactly. We basically own it and that's it. Because they find new clients, right? Like Europe and then Africa and stuff, but it has a cap, and then they move from that to other revenue streams. One of them being mining. First, they started embedding with international mining companies to bring security. Even if those mining companies I've reached out to, they say they have no clue. They don't do that kind of like deals with cartels. And they disguise everything as going with private security companies. Well, guess what private security companies they are, right? They are cartels. So they pay these private security companies first to lobby with Mexican security forces to assure that their operation in certain region is going to be secure, right? They're like, oh, we're too afraid of cartels and we want to explode this mine of, lithium, gold, silver, whatever, but we want to know we're safe. They're smart enough, and they do have people doing research enough to know that that region is highly controlled by the cartel. So they will just see it and negotiate through different security companies, right? That means that the security company says, okay, usually we charge, let's call it $1,000 for a deal like that. But now we're going to charge $3,000, 3 times more, because we're going to split that with a cartel, and then you'll be safe. So the cartel basically owns the security around most of these mining companies on different natural resources, right? That was first at the beginning. Then cartels started like stepping a step ahead, putting a step ahead, and saying like, oh, you know what? It looks like we have rumors that here could be a lot of new silver, unexploded yet. Why don't we establish right there and hold that place for a while? So when a mining company comes and say like, hey, we want to explode that place, we're already here, man. Yeah, you're going to have to, give us the good money to keep you safe, to get rid of all these people, and we're good. And that's been going on and on in different places. So when we see cartels fighting, like in places like Zacatecas, Puebla, all that stuff, the government tells us, oh, they're fighting a drug route. It's like, dude, that is not even a fucking drug route. There is no port. There is no main highway that leads to the U.S., whatever. Not the only one. That's not a production site. But what you have is a lot of silver, like in Zacatecas. So these guys want to own that place because they know there's going to be a new project coming in town. And that's big money for them. Big money. That's all they're fighting for. In Chiapas, Cartel Jalisco versus Sinaloa cartel, fighting hard, killing a lot of innocent people, making a mess, making parades. Like you will see parades of cartels going, and the people will be like, hey, save us please from the other cartel, whatever. Chiapas, the major and main human trafficking border and human smuggling border right now there is in all of the Americas. That's where the bottleneck is. That's the new U.S. border. The U.S. basically moved its border to southern Mexico. They negotiated that with the Mexican government. Just put up a bunch of military in your southern border so they don't reach our southern border, right? Which is, it's not working, but still, they're paying Mexico to do that. And while Mexico's trying to do that...
What's it look like down there?
Dude, it's a mess, man.
Is there a line?
There's a river, and there's a bridge, and there's this little small booth of security. There's a bunch of military.
It's a total joke.
Dude, it's a joke. People are literally walking across the river with merchandise even. They go in Guatemala, buy cheap stuff, like clothes or toys for their kids, whatever. They just walk over.
It sounds like it is so bad, and we're going to get to this with the lobbying of the government from the cartels and the government, or the cartels embedding within the government. I mean, you were talking about this the last time. So essentially, it is, it's so foolish. I mean, so the U.S., the government has embedded so much in the Mexican government that the U.S., this is actually the exact same thing as the U.S. paying the cartel to, they're paying the cartel to police their own.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
Remember the last time I told you that I knew that a cell from Sinaloa cartel was moving down to Chiapas because they were moved specifically to stop the influx of migrants, right? Who's paying for that? Who lobbied that shit? That was the U.S. government. That was the U.S. government through the Mexican government towards the cartel. So it's basically this. U.S. government says to Mexico, hey, man, loud enough so the cartel's here. I need you to secure your southern border. I'll give you something in exchange, but I need you to secure that border, right? Mexican government says, yes, but it's going to cost you this much. And they're like, we'll fund you all the money you need. Hand the money over. Probably Mexican government keeps 20%, 80% goes for the cartel. So like, hey, guys, go and do your thing at the southern border.
Yeah,
cartel gets
because the Mexican government is the cartel.
Exactly, and the cartel gets to the southern border, and at the beginning start doing their job. Like nobody's gonna cross if we don't know, and then they start taking more money. I mean, he's like, if the Mexican government already paid, why don't we get some extra cash from these guys as well? So they're like, yeah, come on over, just pay us. They becoming more and more and more powerful, and the U.S. government is like, Mexico, what the fuck? You're letting everybody through. Where's the money we gave you? It's in the cartel hands. So that's what's happening. Like, these guys are trying to monopolize every other aspect of our regular lives. Like in Michoacan, the avocados, every Super Bowl season, dude, it's bad stuff for Michoacan. Every Super Bowl season, the amount of avocado that it's consumed in the US spikes the shit out of prices in Mexico. And cartels are, let's go for those avocados. Let's put a cap on the production of avocados. Even if they go to shit, even if they go to waste, even if they get rotten in a warehouse, we don't give a shit, man.
They're controlling the supply.
We're controlling the supply, so they control the price. Same thing with lemon. They just recently, like last month, they killed a bunch of farmers, poor lemon farmers that decided, you know what, F you. I have my own lemon trees. I'm gonna sell that shit. I need that for my family. They're like, I told you, no more picking up lemons because we need the prices to spike.
So they're going to control the supply, make lemons and avocados very rare to inflate the This is what the De Beers family did to the diamonds.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing with everything.